What is going on, Summoners? We're back here today with another Champion Deep Dive. He's the gentleman, the detective, the avatar of Khonshu, and your Summoner's Choice champion for 2025. You voted for him, now it's time to see what he can do. Being an avatar of Khonshu, Mr. Knight is provided with great protection. While blocking, the opponent's attack rating during their hits is capped to 90% of what it was at the start of the fight. And while he's dodging backwards, this cap is 30%. Whenever Mr. Knight's Dexterity Mastery fails to activate from an incoming attack, he gains an Unstoppable passive for 0.75 seconds. And when he performs a well-timed block, he inflicts a 10% Tranquilize debuff that lasts for 15 seconds. These max out at 5 stacks. If his opponent is not a mutant, the ability accuracy of their non-damaging debuffs is reduced by an additional 25% for each personal Tranquilize on them. This only affects champions' abilities and masteries. Additionally, when awakened, whenever one or more of the opponent's debuffs fail to trigger due to reduced ability accuracy, they gain sleep charges. And as a defender, this includes quest nodes on Mr. Knight. Now, after reaching 100 charges, he removes them and inflicts a 3-second sleep passive. This has a cooldown of 6 seconds. And the timer to inflict this passive is paused during any special attack. While the opponent is sleeping, Mr. Knight does not idle. Mr. Knight is not going to pass up on a good opportunity. And as a defender, when the attacker launches a special, they lose 25 sleep charges for each bar of power spent on the special attack. Now, Mr. Knight cycles through different moon phases throughout the fight. Each phase lasts 12 seconds before moving on to the next, and the order of the phases cycles through waning, new, waxing, and full moon. Then it resets. While the moon is waxing or waning, all of Mr. Knight's light attacks gain increased critical rating. While the moon is full, Mr. Knight's light attacks and special attacks are guaranteed critical hits. These hits also can be critical through his opponent's block. And whenever a moon phase changes, he gains a light proficiency passive lasting 18 seconds, maxing out at 6 stacks. This effect grants increased attack rating on your light attacks. Also, as a defender, he inflicts a 10% Tranquilize passive for 15 seconds whenever a moon phase changes. Also, while playing Mr. Knight, keep an eye on the real-life moon as well. He might look a bit different depending on the phase of the moon. Now, as an elite detective, Mr. Knight loves to crack the case. When he attacks the opponent while they're sleeping, or when they're charging or performing their heavy or special attack, he inflicts an indefinite injury passive, reducing their physical resistance while being struck by 10%. Doing this with a light attack will inflict an additional injury. These injury passives max out at 10 stacks. And when you inflict one or more injury in this way, a cooldown of 10 seconds is activated. And when a personal injury would be inflicted while the cooldown is active, he instead shortens the cooldown duration by 4 seconds for each attempted injury. Also, if he's awakened, as an attacker in Battlegrounds, he inflicts 2 injury passives at the start of the fight that last for up to 12 seconds. Now, Mr. Knight takes advantage of fighting an injured opponent by gaining benefits based on the number of injuries they're suffering from. When you inflict an injury passive while they have 1 or more, he refreshes 2 personal light proficiency passives. Doing so while they have 2 or more inflicts a panic debuff for 15 seconds, allowing him to ignore evade and miss. With 4 or more injuries, he inflicts 1 personal Tranquilize debuff, and against science champions, he can trigger this with only 3. Inflicting an injury passive while they have 5 or more injuries inflicts a non-stacking Reckless debuff for 10 seconds. Reckless increases the chance for your opponent to use a heavy attack and decreases their attack rating while hitting block. This Reckless debuff is removed the next time his opponent charges their heavy attack. Now, the final hit of his special 1 grants him 2 personal light proficiency passives. And if the moon phase changed during the attack, the final hit inflicts a sleep passive that lasts for 3 seconds. With the special 2, on activation, the next time full moon activates, or if it's already active, he pauses full moon and all personal light proficiency passives for 12 seconds. And as a defender, on activation of this special attack, he inflicts 2 personal Tranquilize passives. The Special 3. When using the Special 3, he refreshes all personal Tranquilize and Light proficiency effects. He also gains a non-stacking regen buff, restoring 1% of his max health over 9 seconds. The potency of this regen is increased by 150% while below 50% health. Also, this regen is refreshed when the moon phase changes or when a personal injury is inflicted. So, that's how he works and that's what he does. Let's put it all together in the champion rotation. To begin, start the fight by performing shortened combos, stopping before your 5th basic attack to hold block and beta heavy. When they use their heavy, dash back to avoid it, and if possible, punish with your light attack to inflict your injury passives. Repeat this until you see the moon phase about to switch, then use your special 1 so it shifts during the attack to gain light proficiency and inflict the opponent with your sleep passive. From here, walk up to the opponent and attack them with a light attack as they're sleeping to inflict even more injury and work your way up to Special 2. Once ready, launch, and you'll pause the full moon phase and your light proficiency passives when it activates, or if it was already active. And now that you're all ramped, use as many light attacks as possible to take advantage of the guaranteed critical hits from the full moon. And if they aren't already knocked out, just keep the assault going until they're taken down. And hey, if you happen to cross paths with a defending Mr. Knight, be sure to keep an eye on his Tranquilize passives. He inflicts them on activation of his Special 2 and when the moon phase changes. These could make it tricky to land debuffs against him, and when he's awakened, failing debuffs will inflict sleep charges. Reaching 100 of these charges will inflict a sleep passive, leaving you vulnerable against those guaranteed crits while the moon is full. Thank you for watching this champion deep dive for Mr. Knight. And hey, if you liked the video and want